Welcome back. Hi, everyone. You're listening to Outside the Cinema, your weekly source for cult movie discussions. Your hosts, Bill and Chris, here to provide you with our thoughts. Shut up, Bark!
That must be real confusing for him. Shut up, bark. Like you're telling him to do two things at the
Yeah, but
same
we've
time.
never once told him to bark.
Yeah, that's true. Well, every time you've told him to bark.
No.
Conversely.
No, it's his name. Anyway, welcome back to Outside the Cinema, your weekly source for cult movie discussions. Chris and I review 2 flicks. Joe reviews a flick. Scott reviews a flick. You get 4
You're
movies.
a flick, they're a flick, right?
Yeah. You get 4 movies reviewed each week.
Yeah.
I think it's a good deal.
For free, it's definitely.
Yeah. And so did our good friend Chris. Not you, Chris. The other Chris. But one of the other Chris's. There's multiple other Chris's because he is a Patreon member and he helps keep independent podcasting alive. And he is a good dude and also an excellent filmmaker. He is one of the parts of the Get Super Rad crew that made one of the coolest and, like, dare I say, smartest films of last year, So Fades the Light, which we had talked about briefly at the end of year show. I have a hard time not pumping people that I like and people that are friends up and not making it seem like I'm blowing smoke. But it's a film that's available pretty much everywhere now. I recommend Tubi. Tubi tends to pay the best out of all of the streaming services.
But So Fades the Light again for everybody.
What's up?
What's the name of it again for everybody?
So Fades the Light.
Okay, good.
And I'm not gonna give anything away. I don't even really want to say anything about it because it's if you're into like those weird stories about cults, but also don't want all the rigmarole of all the wacky supernatural bullshit.
Okay.
Check it out. And I'm not gonna say anything else because it's definitely, I think, a film that is best experienced without as much knowledge as possible. I will say this.
Yeah.
You gotta like Artie Slowburn.
All right. So it's like in the same neighborhood as Faults, then?
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
I think we had said this at the end of the year when we were talking about it a little bit that Faults actually would make a really good
I do remember saying that now. Okay, yeah.
yeah, would make a really good double play with it.
Okay, good. Because I like that. That's depressing as that was in the end.
I don't know why this is updating. I wanted to read because Chris sent an email in with his picks for the week, and I wanted to read it because he mentioned why, and then he also said, basically he's like, these 2 films really influenced us. So hold tight. Let me find it. It's not on my iPad for some reason. But we did get a couple more. If you're not a Patreon member, join the Patreon, patreon.com/outside the cinema.
Yep.
Weekly, that's the play. I got back into I was going to say your weekly source for cult movie discussion, but I've already said it like 3 times. But the Patreon keeps the show alive. As DIY independent podcasters, we do everything ourselves. We, have to pay for software. We have to pay for hosting. We have to pay for equipment. You need to stop by my house and pick up a microphone at some point.
Okay.
I keep telling you this, but
do you?
I keep telling you. I told you once, like probably a month and a half ago.
Oh, okay, fair.
And then knowing you for the 25 plus years that I've known you, that I need to tell you at least 3 times.
Yeah.
Before.
I thought we left it at, we should get you a microphone.
No, I've got one for you. I got a brand new pod mic to give you.
All right, great. I'll stop by tomorrow after work then.
Yeah, I won't be here.
Okay.
What time? Actually, what time? I actually do.
I don't know. Well,
Travis has a baseball game tomorrow, so
I could actually come by today.
So let me know. I'll be here.
Okay.
If not,
it'll be this week. It'll be before the next show.
Cool. And then the good thing is you've got the old board that I gave you.
Yeah.
The other Rode board, and there's a plug-in. If you go in and you update the firmware on the board, there is a specific setting for the pod mic.
Oh.
So you could optimize your sound. I wish Rode would sponsor us. I wish anybody would sponsor us for anything at this point. But Rode is a company that I fully will. I guess they don't need to sponsor us because I fully back them regardless. Because I've had really nothing but good luck. And I know you said yourself, one of the headphone jack on that one that I gave you broke because I'm just too hard on things.
It unscrewed. It came loose, and then the jack dropped inside the body of it. And I wrote to them, and I had to explain a little bit because I didn't have the receipt, and you were in no position to hand it to me. And
I actually probably could have, but it would have definitely been out of warranty.
Nah, I was not going to bother you.
Was it when I was sick? It was when I was sick.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. I said I would get it, but here's his name. You probably have it on file somewhere because he'd register the stuff. And they sent me the part. They're like, okay, no, we understand. Have fun.
Yeah, great.
So that's great customer service.
I use their shotgun mics for a lot of my filmmaking stuff. I use their wireless lav system, the Wireless Pro Go, or the Wireless Pro 2. I use that. As you can see in the studio, we use the Rodecaster Pros. We each have one. I have one. You have one. I've got the arm. We use the mics. Even the cables I got now are theirs. The headphones. I use Rode for everything because they have really. This sounds like such a fucking commercial, but again, they don't. I have no idea who we are.
No, but when a company is good, you actually are like you want to tell somebody, "Hey, look, these guys aren't. It's not EA." They're not making shit like them.
Yeah. And I want to get they have a video switcher now that works with the Rodecaster and like in the ecosystem. And I eventually would like to get that for the studio too.
Yeah.
But either way, let's talk about Chris from the Get Super Rad dudes. He suggested a couple things. He is a Patreon member, and his promotion, his picks are shameless self-promotion.
Fair.
Which is totally fine with me. I got no problems with that. Two movies that were influences on So Fades the Light, Blue Ruin and Paris, Texas. We stole a lot from these two movies, even a direct scene from Paris, Texas, pretty much shot for shot.
All right.
He also says, I wanted to suggest Wendy and Lucy, which was my biggest influence for the lead in So Fades the Light, but I did not feel the need to bum everyone out because Paris, Texas is such an uplifting film.
It wasn't as depressing as I was expecting.
Blue Ruin is also kind of a bummer. So
really?
Really? I wanted to suggest Wendy and Lucy, which was my biggest influence for the lead in So Fades the Light, but I did not feel the need to bum everyone out. The ending makes me cry every time. Hopefully these two movies are good watches. Thanks. Chris has been a long-time supporter of the show, long-time friend of the show. I converse with him over the social medias from time to time also. Hopefully at some point I would love for OTC Industries and the Get Super Rad guys to be able to work on something together. We kind of did a little bit because Kyle did help work with So Fades the Light. He helped them with some post-production stuff.
Nice.
So there's a connection there, and those are dudes that even if this thing, whatever they're doing, is not my bag, I'm gonna make sure to support them, and you guys should too because they're good. They're good peeps.
Hey, support it if it's good, not if you like it.
And again,
right?
Even if it's not good, but the people are good, support the people.
Yeah.
Because remember, not everybody's gonna like everything.
No.
So that doesn't mean that you shouldn't support somebody that's a good person, even if you're not 100% on board with what they're doing. But I am 100% on board with what they're doing.
Yeah. Think of it like this. I would never have been a full-throated supporter of Peter Jackson before he made The Frighteners.
Okay.
But after that, and I saw that he can do more than just try to gross people out. Oh, he's going to do The Lord of the Rings? All right, fine. Let's go. But if you had said, hey, the dude that made Bad Taste and only Bad Taste is going to make a Lord of the Rings movie, I'd say, great, we could put it on the shelf next to Animal Farm and Melania. But
why Animal Farm?
Oh, because the new Animal Farm is supposed to be worse than Melania.
There's a new Animal Farm?
Yeah, it's animated. Fuck you, kids.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Either that or I'm living in some kind of alternate dimension.
There's also a new Resident Evil coming out that I just saw a trailer drop for it.
Yep. That one I knew about for, let's say about 4 weeks.
Okay.
Zach Krager's making Resident Evil.
And what do we remember Zach Krager from?
Weapons.
Okay, yes. I couldn't remember. For some reason, he's not part of the Babadook crew, right?
I don't believe so.
Okay, I can't remember. But
I watched the 15. What?
I was just like back in the day when we early seasons of the show, we were so on top of who everybody was and what they'd worked on and where they came from.
Oh yeah.
And I just don't have the bandwidth in my head to do that anymore. So maybe it makes me a bad fan. I don't know, whatever. But like, I just can't remember half the time.
No, here's I've been thinking about this a lot. Like, we used to know, like, through the mid to late 2000s, early 2010s, like, we knew every actor and actor that was up and coming and breakout roles and stuff like that. Now I see names and I'm like, the fuck is this? Because we have other things that our focus has gone to, like raising children.
Well, and also,
it's not that we don't like them anymore. It's just there's other more important things that are taking up that trivia time.
Well, yeah, and I'd say in the first, what we started in 2008, I would say those first 8 years to 2016 or so, like the show was so much more of our life than it is now. And that's not that we don't put the same effort into the show or anything like that. That's not, it's just there's so many other things and we're so inundated with information and there's like other things going on that just make, like back then, like I just worked down a receiving dock at a fucking store and worked inventory shit. I was able to walk out the door and turn it off and not have to worry about it. I could think about whatever weird movies I wanted to think about. But now, like, running my own business, having my own productions, doing my own things, I have so many other things, and Mel's job is so much more than it used to be. And so she's traveling a lot. So I have to, I'm taking care, not that Travis is 15. He doesn't need to be taken care of the way, but like I'm a car service.
But
so
you're there. You're
right. Yeah. So it's just, it's not possible to put into it. But I mean, I don't, and also, we don't get paid to do the show, so it doesn't make sense. I mean, we do. Our Patreon takes care of us, and our Patreon pays all our bills. But it doesn't make sense to put the show above something else that needs to be addressed.
But none of it is a conscious decision on our part either.
Correct.
It's like,
correct.
Oh, hey, I'll get around to seeing Weapons when, 7 years ago, it would have been day one in the seat in the theater. Now it's, oh shit, I got a fucking event with Jaylen Brown and Bill Nye.
Dude, when's that happening?
Oh, that was back in February of last year. He was introducing his new shoe line. 47, 42, something. It was huge. He seemed like a nice guy. Bill Nye was in and out because, he knows how to make an appearance and then get out.
Yeah, we don't need to talk anything else about the Celtics. It was a really bad weekend.
Okay, that's fine with me. But like back just real quick about the Resident Evil thing.
Yes.
It's not based on any of the games, but it is. But he's come out and said this right in the beginning. And then I watched a 20-minute interview with him twice because I watched it with the kids and my wife so that we could be like, are we going to go?
My wife.
I know, I almost said that.
You can't say it and not have somebody say it.
I know, right? But he talked about growing up with the games and how he loves them. And he says, you're going to see there's in the edit that they're doing now, he's like, there's 4 times where the dude has to find a key for a lock. And there's a plant that's in the same pot as Resident Evil 4, because even though this doesn't take place when 4 happens and we're not in Spain, and he just says all this stuff that makes you go,
say it right.
Oh, okay.
Say it right.
Okay.
España.
He knows his stuff. He knows these games. He's played 4 more than any other game. This is like the professional, successful version of me making a movie. He knows his stuff, and he can do suspense and horror. And after that Resident Evil show, nothing can be worse than that. So, yeah. I mean, if we're going to build tension, which Resident Evil has and then doesn't have and then has based on the game, I mean, the scenes with Benedict Wong in Weapons leading up to his full-on sprint was the most tense, horrific shit I'd seen in a long time.
I will say the Weapons is still, it is that good.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And I'm like, oh, fucking come on, how can it be? Hey, these people are raised on the horror that we're 2 generations out from 80s horror now at this point, pretty much, of filmmakers.
Yeah.
Because we had the 80s guys who were inspired by the 60s and 70s stuff and took it to an extreme. And then the 90s when, hey, we got computers, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Right.
And then it just kept going from there. And it's like, oh, well, all of the outside physical violence is done. Let's just Babadook the shit out of their brains and we'll take them through to Midsummer and we'll be fine and we'll just traumatize everybody. And now people that have watched that stuff from 10 years ago are making movies. And it's just going to keep getting a little more hard-edged and truthful in the fears, maybe.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see where this goes because Reagan gave us the greatest 80s horror movies ever made. And the political climate dictates what movies say. I think I said that on one of my guest appearances all the way back 19 years ago.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
But I'm happy with this. I'm perfectly fine. Let him make that. It can't be worse than whatever else they've done. Although Resident Evil 9 is fucking great. I love it. Love it.
Cool.
So, yep. Oh, and I have gloves on because I'm doing some rub and buff. I broke apart. Where's the camera? I broke apart on my IG-11.
Okay.
So, and I wanted to make some new fingers.
I thought you were just being weird.
No, the rub and buff is wax with a metal suspended in it, so it really shines. Oh. And I don't like getting it on my hands. So this was the piece. It was a forearm here. Oh. So I masked this one off for painting. The little... That broke when I tried to turn the arm because I never expected to do anything except have him stand still, and I was trying to get him to hold a clipboard. My idea is I snuck him into work. And then
it is May the 4th.
It is. And we're getting Mandalorian. So he's not technically a character from the Mandalorian because I painted him different. But what I was going to do is bring my boss into the booth and say, all right, look, we got this thing in front of our movies that says, how has sci-fi inspired you? This is how sci-fi has inspired me. I learned how to put together a 3D printer, how to make it work, how to maintain it. I learned how to print. I learned electronics, soldering, circuitry. I'm going to do gears and motors for this articulated head I'm printing now. This is how sci-fi has inspired me on a micro level. And I think part of our mission is to inspire a lifelong love of science. And I don't really talk about work here, but this is a good idea, I think.
No, it sounds great to me.
Showing, hey, this dum-dum over here that can turn things off and turn them back on again to make them work, he made a 7-foot robot. And you can too, is what I want it to be. I want it to be like sci-fi's done this. I took this Ghostbusters backpack and modified the wiring and the lighting and added smoke. And I, because of Outside the Cinema, was able to edit the audio files and make them louder and better and add my own sound effects into it as well. I wouldn't have known how to do that shit. But now I do. So fuck it. Why don't we tell other people they can do that?
Let's just hope they listen.
We have this one thing really close. It's in between Planetarium and the Omni Theater, and it's the space station, the International Space Station. And it's a 3D print that looks like, I think we did it in-house, and it's hooked up to 3 circuit boards that say ISS Mimic. So the display says nothing about that, so I looked it up. And the ISS Mimic boards will connect to the International Space Station and sync its configuration with the boards. So if they move their giant solar panel arrays, the model will move. And that's fascinating, but they don't say anything about it. And if I didn't know anything about circuit boards, it would be like reading a language written in the 4th dimension. I'd have absolutely zero idea what's going on. But if you say, look, connect it to Wi-Fi, hook your motors up here, you can do it too. Mm. And I think that's a missing step. I didn't know how to do. I hope my boss isn't listening. But when I was hired, I didn't know shit about the IMAX computer system. I understood everything else about projection, but I didn't know how you get a file in, how you fix it, how you make a playlist. I mean, 2 days I was good, but like I knew I could learn it. And if you want to make a prop, if you want to make a costume, you can. you just may take more practice. Like, I don't know. It's just anybody can do stuff. You put your mind to it, be determined. Maybe it's me, maybe it's my hyper focus or whatever bullshit I got going on. But if somebody does something, I have to do. I have to. Oh, I'm gonna learn that. Like I'm still getting around to learning.
Right.
I will learn. I will learn the guitar line through Cult of Personality. And the opening of Crazy Tree. And there's two things I still need to learn. They're not that important though. But getting a 7-foot tall robot snuck into work and having it stand there for 2 weeks is, I think, an accomplishment.
Sounds pretty good. All right. We've made poor Chris wait for our reviews long enough.
Yeah, I just want to brag about my robot.
It's all good. You're entitled. All right, let's do Blue Ruin first because that's the one I have up in front of me.
Okay.
2013. Here's the trailer.
I apologize for the mystery. I don't mean to scare you. You're not in any trouble. I just thought you should be somewhere safe when you found out. With somebody. He's going to be released. I don't know how much they are missed. It's an awful thing he did to them.
One, two.
If it were my family, I might do the same. I know this is personal. That's how you'll fail.
I'd forgive you if you were crazy. But you're not. You're weak.
Hello. It's me. By my count, that's 2 of yours and 2 of mine. I don't know how this ends.
That's how this works, man. The one with the gun gets to tell the truth.
All right, Blue Ruin. I think I need to say up front here, 2013 when this film came out, it was one of my top films of the year. We never did a review of it, but it was on very high on my list of favorite films of the year. And full disclosure, since then is probably raised up even probably higher on that list. So I will probably kind of let you run this review because I will just kind of rave about the things that this film does.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine.
It is it is one of, if not maybe the best example of how to do more with nothing. And you get the right person in the right part.
Yeah.
And you're able to make magic with virtually nothing. This is written and directed by Jeremy Saulnier, who has gone on to, this was the film that really brought him to prominence. Green Room, Rebel Ridge, Hold the Dark. He's done episodes of True Detective. He has become a real force in smart filmmaking. He also directed Murder Party prior to this, which is one of those kind of like weird oddball horror films that you're just like, okay, this is really cool.
I watched that just on a whim. So I'd seen Macon, is that his name? Yeah, Macon Blair.
Macon Blair.
I'd seen him before. He looks like, I know he's not, but he sort of looks like shit. What's his name on Brooklyn Nine-Nine? The other guy, not Andy Samberg's guy.
Charles?
Yeah.
Jolo Trulio?
Yeah. He reminds me of Fake Boyle. That's it. I had to remember his last
Fake
name.
Boyle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spoiler.
Fake Boyle looked a little different. So. But yeah,
Macon Blair reminds me of the dude from The Battery. I can always forget his name.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I met him when we went to Knoxville because he was there for the premiere of that movie he was in, and I can't remember his name in it. Fuck. Once he shaves the beard, he doesn't really look like him anymore.
No, that's when he looks like fake Boyle.
Yep. Yep.
He starts off looking like, I want to say, you're thinking of Jeremy Gardner?
Jeremy Gardner, yes.
Yep.
Cool
As
dude.
Ben.
Cool dude.
He was great in Battery.
He's great in just about everything.
Oh, shit. He was Tommy in Spring. Holy shit. And Hank in After Midnight. All right.
Yep,
I've
he's
seen a
awesome.
lot of stuff he's in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's an OTC, he's an OTC all-star.
But he's got one of those, his face changes with every movie.
Yep.
He's great. He's got a little bit of a, I was going to say Tom Hanks thing, but that's not it. So where you disappear into the character. Tom Hanks stopped doing that after Philadelphia, I guess. So anyway.
I'd say after Castaway.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Same skinny,
Yeah. All right. So Blue Ruin, you got Macon Blair playing Dwight. He is a loner. He is living a homeless life out of his car and, just keeping to himself and not doing, anything to bother anyone. He's eating out of dumpsters. He's just, living as low as he can. We learn that his parents were murdered by a gentleman that is now being released from prison. He is then basically just moved to, get the car up and running, and he's going to go and he's going to take this guy out because this guy ruined his life. He took his parents away and he's never been able to get over it.
It does seem like he had those steps planned out because the battery's in the trunk wrapped in a plastic bag. The car starts up and sounds beautiful. It just looks like hell.
Yeah. Yep.
Which I thought was interesting. So it feels like this was always the plan.
Yep, he had it in the back of his head. He was ready to go. So what this film ends up kind of doing is retelling the classic of the Hatfields and McCoys, but it's the Hatfield and McCoys because he's the only one involved. So it's alluded to that this family that was involved in the murder of his parents are a low-level local crime thing where they're, we don't really know what they're doing, but it's the type of thing where I can't even remember the name.
Shit. Guy's first name was Wade.
Wade Blair?
Wilson. No.
What the hell was their name?
I'll find it.
Blair was Macon's last name. The hell was the family's name? We can remember that his name was Wade.
I clicked off of that page for a second. I'm getting back to it. What are we doing? Let's scroll down here. Gaffney, Eric, Cleland.
Cleland. It's such a southern family name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's implied that you don't fuck with the Clelands is essentially what it is. It's implied. But he goes, goes to the prison, follows them home upon the release, and takes him out in a bathroom in a bar immediately. There's no stalk. He stalks him to the bar, but it's not like he waits for him to get home or he takes him out.
He's definitely a man of action and no planning. But he thinks he's planning and he thinks he's being good and clever about it, I feel. But he's got no experience in this entire realm. He's like a librarian walking into a fight club for the first time. And he's you can tell because he makes every stupid mistake.
Oh, he's definitely a novice. When we say that this is a revenge thriller, the thriller part should be in revenge in big letters, thriller in little teeny letters.
Yeah. Well, the thriller part is this where he dies?
I would just say tense because this movie is so fucking tense.
Yeah. Yeah. And he does make these dumb mistakes. Instead of putting his keys in his pocket, somehow they ended up in blood on the bathroom floor where he killed the guy that killed his parents. And so he steals another car that has a person in it
He steals their car
Yeah, their limo.
after he's
It's just
stuck a knife in the tire
yeah, and hurt himself doing it.
because it's like a fucking steak knife. It's not like a knife that you like.
Oh, they show him filleting fish. So those fillet knives, they're thin. They are very, but they are super sharp. So the gash he gets on his hand is like, okay, I don't want to see that anymore because
No, and you can totally see how like because he's enraged and he's got all this adrenaline pumping, and he just shoves the knife in the thing and then pulls his hand back over, and you're like, oh yeah, obviously he pulled his hand right over the blade. Like that's just how it's gonna go.
Yeah. He's just 40 bad mistakes all at the same time, one after another. I understand where he's coming from.
100%.
He does actually end up talking to somebody.
Well, it plays itself out after he does the murder, and he goes.
We
He
gotta
goes.
do the whole shitty sister thing.
Yeah, so he goes and drives the limo, the busted up limo, as long as he can, and realizes that somebody's in the back seat, and it's the youngest member of the Cleveland family. And you immediately know there's something with this kid because when they pick up Wade at the prison, he refuses to get out of the car. And it's little things like that is what makes this film so good.
Yeah.
Because you don't think twice about it.
No,
At the
just a
time.
teenager. Because you don't
You're like,
know
yeah.
anything.
Ratty
you're given-
teenager. And then
Yeah.
you see him again when he comes face to face with Macon, and you're just like, or with Dwight, and you're just like, okay, this kid doesn't fit with the rest of the family. He waited in the car at the prison. He waited in the car when they went to celebrate at the bar.
Oh, yeah.
And so he just doesn't fit with this family.
Mm.
And I remember the first time when I first saw this when it came out, like, 13, 14 years ago, like I remember not knowing exactly what was going on. And I don't want to give it away in case somebody hasn't seen this film. But I knew at the time, I'm like, okay, there's something more here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he takes off after having a brief confrontation with Dwight. Dwight doesn't act on him because he doesn't know who he is and even Dwight's like can tell that this kid doesn't fit with the rest of the family.
Yeah.
So he doesn't, try to act on it or anything, or act on him or hurt him in any way. But he has a brief conversation where he's like, Wade killed my parents, and the kid says, I don't think Wade killed anyone. So it puts a brief okay, so there's more to this than a simple revenge story. So then,
yeah, but then you got to think too. How sure is this dumb fucker? I mean, he came from that family. He was with them. Of course, he's gonna lie.
Right, but Dwight's not sure.
No, and neither are we.
And Dwight doesn't want to just kill people. Like, he's not interested in murdering everybody. He just wanted to, he was ready to go, like he says, because he talks about, he watches the news to see if it's on the news. And then when the murder isn't on the news, he expected to just turn himself into the police. Like, that was his plan. He says as much. He's like, I was just expecting to turn myself into the police and be done with this.
Yeah.
But they don't.
Yeah.
I was just saying, the family doesn't say that the guy got murdered.
No, no.
They want their they're going to take their pound of flesh, make it personal.
Yeah, in-house they call it. We're going to handle this in-house. Yep. And I do like that he is smart enough. Dwight is smart enough to realize what that means.
Yep.
That it's not on the news. Oh shit! I got a whole lot more work to do now.
Yep.
Because then he has to talk to his piece of shit sister.
Yep. Goes to the sister,
who may or may not be a piece of shit. I don't even know.
It just comes across that way.
Yeah.
So he has to go and warn her.
Yeah.
That they're going to probably come and take this out on you looking for me.
Yeah. That's not what you want to hear.
Nope.
Hey, I haven't seen you in 4 years. Yeah, people are coming to kill you. Okay, get out.
Yep.
But I really do like how much time they spent talking about going to Pittsburgh. You gotta go to Pittsburgh, because then when that word shows up again, you know exactly. You don't have to say sister. You don't have to do anything. You just have to follow along with the anger in the scene. And it was just, yeah. So he spends most of the time just trying to figure out, okay, how do I stop this? Not so much how do I end this satisfactorily for myself. He's just like, you killed 2 of mine, I killed 2 of yours. You heard in the trailer. It's like, that's fair. But to the bad guys, it never really is.
No, it's always the guy. And like one of the most impressive things done in this film is how real it all feels. Because this isn't army trained guys crashing through windows and like setting up elaborate traps and, you know, surviving 10 gunshot wounds. Like it is all very real. Whereas he's just a bumbling idiot that's trying to, you know, in his mind, right the wrong that happened. And then the other family, despite being, you know, whatever type of sleazy, we know they're into something because of the amount of guns that they have. But like,
well, it's the South, and
either way, but like the amount of bumbling that they do too, whereas like they're not exactly good at what they're doing either. Like,
no, because revenge violence isn't an everyday thing that you can train for.
Right. And that's what I think that's one of my favorite things. And one of the reasons why everything is so effective, because it is really just like, it feels real. He goes to a friend from high school that he hasn't seen or talked to in years, but he knew that he's a guy that went into the army and hunted and stuff. So he's going to work with him, and it ends up being the right thing to do. But like, even that guy's like, hey, listen, like, I don't want this going down on my property. He's like, I'm going to give you a gun that can't be traced back to me.
Yep.
And like, you're on your own. Once you leave here, you're on your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I don't want to go into any more of the specifics from here on out if you haven't seen this.
Also, by the way, I need to point out that, of course, he went to Kevin's brother for help, you know, from Home Alone, because that dude played Buzz in Home Alone. So he would, once they got home, he would be able to study the traps and be like, "Now, fuck traps. I'm going with guns." And then here we are.
Yep.
There he is. Now he's in this. This is related to Home Alone. I am happy to see Buzz getting work though, and being like, he's a good actor. He's really good in this. Like, you could feel like just how sad he was.
Yeah.
To see his friend like that. It was great. You don't expect that from a secondary character in a 90s movie.
Yeah. So
trying to lighten the mood.
Yeah, a little bit of background on this is this was an early Kickstarter made film.
Really?
Yeah, and it really is. It says here, MTV called this the perfect example of what crowdfunding can accomplish, and that is okay. It's really like it's. You have a good idea, you have a talented person who has the right people involved, and it is just the best example of something like this. Yeah, Saulnier is an incredibly talented person who may or may not have been able to get the break had he not used crowdfunding. And we look to see what he's gone on and done. You know, like Green Room is another one of the ones we always talk about in terms of like incredibly well done, claustrophobic, just like anxiety inducing film. And this is like almost like a blueprint for something like that. And it's just done so well. And also, we can't not talk about how this film is shot. And it's shot like a documentary. Like it's got a really rough, harsh feel. I don't know what they exactly, well, I can probably look it up here. It looks like they shot it on Canon EOS C300s, which are prosumer cinema cameras.
Okay. Yeah, but you know what? It was the color grading.
Yeah, decent. They looks like they shot it flat. Which means low color, and then they graded it afterwards, which is, I mean, everyone makes a movie does that. You don't take color directly from camera.
No, but these they spent time crafting the feel, the warmth, the coldness, the isolation of whatever scene they're going with, because there are a bunch of like nice color transitions, but then there's also a lot of depressing bleakness to go along with
Well,
it.
everything is dull. There's no colors that
Yeah.
pop in this. Everything is a very dull, almost dirt covered feel to it.
Yeah.
And also what's impressive is this was shot originally, looks like in 1080p
Oh,
and then upgraded to a master of 2K, which is
Okay.
why you get that really specific film grain look to it, despite it being a digital. Like they take the
Nice.
digital noise and they're able to make it look more like a film grain.
nice.
It's just awesome. Like everything about this. I love everything about this film.
Yeah.
Let's give it a grade.
Okay.
Chris, do you recommend and what is your grade for 2013's Blue Ruin?
I am going to recommend this, and I'm going to say that this is definitely one of those movies that teaches you a lesson, and that lesson is revenge never works out in the real world. It's cool if you're Charles Bronson and you have a death wish, but if you're Dwight going to Virginia, you're going to get fucked.
Yeah.
Everybody is going to get fucked. Through most of it, though, Dwight has this hopeless expression on his face. And then there's one point toward the end of the film where there's a moment where something changes. Good, bad, whatever. I'm not going to. But his expression finally changes. And I think that's all I needed to feel for him again. Because it almost felt like he was going too far at a certain point. But then you realize, oh, wait, no, he wasn't. He's not as stupid or naive as we think he is. He does know what's going on. He just was hoping it wasn't going to go on.
Yeah. Yeah.
The ending of this is, I think, perfect.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of movies that I hear people talk about. The ending is always, I didn't like the end. Well,
We'll talk about how an ending affects the movie with our next review.
yeah. And like, this is, I don't see how else would you have ended this? Triumphantly?
No.
Tragically? Like,
There is no triumphant ending to this. Even if for some reason it ends
No.
in the way that you want it to, it's nobody's a winner.
no, that's,
Again, going back to it being real. Oh, you okay?
yeah. No, it's just when I start painting and building stuff, the room turns into a mess because I don't put anything away till I'm done.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, that really is what it is. You try to right a wrong or do anything as small as saying, "Hey, what you're doing really hurts. Stop." And then like you don't get the reaction you want. Like, okay, great. That fucked that up.
Yeah.
That was, because it's not always, "Hey, parents, you were mean to me when I was little and like hit me and shit." And in the movies, it's always, "Oh, we're so sorry. We had blah, 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 blah." And then they're a perfect family. In real life, it's like, they just stop returning your emails.
Yeah.
Once you tell them. I'm not speaking from experience or saying that there's anything that happened between me and my mom writing emails back and forth that my father got in the middle of, but there's going to be a puppet show coming soon.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, nothing ever cleans up nicely because people's egos get in the way and logic goes out the fucking window. And the whole reason for this, the shit in this movie to have started shouldn't have even happened. And I told Ellen afterward that this is a perfect physical world example of generational trauma. How the old Conan avenge my death kind of, barbarian-ish kind of thing carries through to, oh, we got to preserve so-and-so's name for posterity. No, were they a fuck up? Well, fuck them then. That's not my problem. You went and did that. I'm not fixing your shit. You're an idiot. Like that, but that's what this is. The son, the brother, the wife, the whatever, all have to be like, now this is my problem. And like, no, it's not, because they fucked it up. It's their problem. Fucking walk away. Just do like Moss and the IT crowd. walk away. And that's the thing too. Every step this guy went through was just another dumb step into unknown territory. And it was if you're in that frame of mind where things get a little too tense, or you don't want to see some pseudo innocent dude get hurt, even some of the people in the other family, right? Like,
Yep.
why are we hurting these people? Don't, and it's just maddening to see, because that's how we're all, not we're all, but that's how they're all thinking right now. You're the enemy, instead of talking, instead of saying, yeah, that's fucked up. Because now everybody involved in this, except for Buzz, have something in common, really, really personally in common, but no one talked about that because emotion got in the way. So because of that, I'm going to recommend it, because it's saying a lot of stuff about a lot of different things, and you can interpret things the way you want. I'm going to go A-, maybe higher later, because this was not what I thought it was going to be.
And this was the first time you watched it, right? You didn't see it?
It was.
Okay.
No. I sat down. I had to stop halfway through this and Paris, Texas, because I had to go eat, and I wasn't going to put...
Hey!
I know. I said eat.
He's barking at the dog outside.
But this one was a little heavy.
A little?
For when...
A little.
A little. Yeah, no, I mean, for me, it's got to get really, really, really dark for me to, like... Yeah, anyway. Yeah, A-.
Cool. I'm also giving it the full recommend, with the only caveat of it is slow and quiet. So maybe slow is not the right word, but it is definitely quiet. So if you're thinking this is going to be like a friggin' on fire revenge story, it's not. It's the quietest of like revenge stories you can get. But I love that.
And it's like real life.
It is the most pure example I can give of independent filmmaking done right, when you don't necessarily have everything you want or need to do it right. Making the most of what you got. I mean, we've seen some examples recently of some good ones, but this is like the high water mark of what you can do on a probably a $500,000 budget or whatever.
Yeah, looks like a $35-60 million movie.
And it's shot incredible.
Locations everywhere.
Location, look, feel, and Mason is perfect for the role. Like he just fits it perfectly.
And they do this real subtle thing in the beginning of showing his character, where he breaks into a summer home. I'm assuming, because he's guessing the Outer Banks maybe. And the cop comes to see him in his house car and doesn't even talk to him about the house.
Nope.
All he did was take a shower, maybe watch some TV, and then left. I'm not saying that's great, but he was sorry about it. But they care. They know who he is, and they care enough to tell him, hey, that guy's getting out of jail. We didn't want you to be alone when you found out. So he's sympathetic. You can side with him for now. And that's a pretty decent way of the movie showing that he's a good guy.
So I'm going to give it I'm
from prison. I'm just going to keep talking.
I'm going to give it an A, which I very rarely do, but like I really feel like I don't remember what else we saw in 2013, but there's no reason why this isn't in those top 3 or 4 films of the year, regardless of what else was put out. So, yeah, check it out. It's on Tubi. It's on a bunch of places, all the places. So, cool. All right, next up, 1984's Paris, Texas. Vim Vendors, Harry Dean Stanton, Natasha Kinski, Dean Stockwell. Here's a trailer.
When I first saw you this time at Waltz, I was hoping to show you that I was your father. You showed me I was.
How can you have two fathers? Just lucky, I guess.
I could never heal up what happened. I can't even hardly remember what happened. It's like a gap.
Have you seen Jane or talked to her? We thought you were dead, boy.
How long have I been gone, do you know?
4 years.
Is 4 years a long time?
It is for a little boy.
There will be no safety zone. I can guarantee you the safety zone will be eliminated.
What's out there?
I gotta go away now,
Why?
because I'm gonna find her.
How's it going?
I want to find her too.
I knew these people. They were in love with each other.
She's leaving the vein.
He was kind of raggedy and wild. She was very beautiful, you know? And he loved her more than he ever felt possible.
The winner of the Golden Palm at the Cannes Film Festival and one of the most acclaimed films of the decade.
Harry Dean Stanton, Nastasia Kinski, Dean Stockwell, Aurore Clement, and introducing Hunter Carson.
Paris, Texas.
Is there something, I don't know, is there something I can do for you?
Paris, Texas.
All right, Paris, Texas, as we said, 1984, directed by Wim Wenders. Wim Wenders directed one of my favorite movies of all time, which is Wings of Desire, which is the film that City of Angels is based on. But Wings of Desire is, and I think I said this, we reviewed that way back. Actually, maybe it might have been year one, actually. But it, in my opinion, is like as close as you can kind of get to like a perfect film. And Paris, Texas is also one of those films that is very, very highly regarded critically by film fans, cinephiles. I'm not going to say everyday film goers, because this, I think, is a film that is a difficult watch if you are not ready for the type of filmmaking it is. And with that said, the type of filmmaking it is long, slow, quiet, drawn out, lot of talking.
Contemplative.
That's actually a really good word. Yeah.
It's the only word I could come up with after I finished watching it. I'm like, there's got to be something.
Yeah. So the basic story is you have Harry Dean Stanton, who plays Travis Henderson. He is this guy that has gone missing to his friends and family after his marriage imploded. He's just kind of off on his own, just drifting around. He is found in Texas, just wandering through the desert. The film opens with this incredible fucking shot of him walking through the desolation of Texas. And he is brought into a local small hospital. They find his brother's phone number, who's played by Dean Stockwell. They reach out to him and they're like, hey, we found your brother. He's like almost dead. We found him roaming in the desert or whatever. What do you want to do? And so Dean Stockwell's like, we haven't seen him in 4 years. I'm going to come and get him. But for the first part of the film, Travis is very like just detached from reality. Like he has almost this like psychosis and amnesia effect going on where he doesn't understand the amount of time that has passed, what is going on, or what was going on in his life before he disappeared. We learn that he has a son, Dean Stockwell and Aurora Clement, who play his brother and sister-in-law, have taken the son in. His wife, Jane, played by Natasha Kinski, she dropped the kid off and then just disappeared one day. Mm-hmm. So there's all these questions of kind of like, what happened? Where did they go? How did these things come together? And then the film proceeds to slowly unravel itself and tell you.
Yeah, sort of.
No, I think it does. What I will, this was the first time I'd seen this movie in probably 20 years. And it was always one of those films that I understood why it's heralded the way it is. Visionary director. It is essentially a US Western story told like a European movie, which creates this just very off kilter kind of presentation.
Yeah.
In the way it's felt, the way it the way it looks, because the cinematography in this film is really the star of this film. The cinematography and Ry Cooder's soundtrack are the two things for me that are like what is just like, okay, yeah, these are A+ things. Where does everything else fall? Right?
Yeah. I mean, this is visually not the exact opposite of Blue Ruin, but palette wise absolutely is, because there's some scenes that are lit like bright lime green, but it's got this darkness to it at the same time. Not grimy, but shadowy almost. It's really warm and relaxing, but unsettled at the same time. Not unsettling, but unsettled. Like Stanton's character just can't. For the first 3/4 of the movie, it's like he can't reconnect with society,
right,
in any way, and it's just fascinating to look at. I never liked the every frame is a work of art. Like I've seen some frames in some movies, and like no, there are entire black frames in Star Wars. That's not art. This one's really close. Not every shot.
No, and I don't think it's meant to be.
Every scene could be like a Depression era painting or a Dust Bowl type of thing going on.
Yeah.
And it's really like, I guess, American Gothic, but a drama in a way. Because there are people out there that would argue that, I forgot his name, Travis.
Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah, when I hear Travis, I think of Travis Bickle.
You don't think of my son? Thanks, appreciate that.
I didn't want to make it creepy, so
I think of Travis Tritt.
Yes.
No,
I think of that drummer from. No, what was I saying?
I don't know. Kind of blew that spot up.
Yeah, well, yeah, fuck it, I totally forgot.
That's all right.
Oh, yeah. How it's coming from like a bunch of different decades as well. Like I saw people like say it's got a little bit of the Searchers in it and other stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see that. It's really interesting to I don't know. I need like 3 weeks to think about this before I talk about it more. There's a lot going on, but there's also a lot that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I don't even.
Well, so
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
My whole brain is just like, there's so much, but so little.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you really kind of boil this down, and this might be getting a little ahead of myself as you kind of. So this film, first and foremost, this film is too long. It's just about 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 25 minutes. And when you get to that final 40 minutes, it's excruciatingly slow.
Are we talking like once he goes to Dallas?
Once he heads out to find the wife.
Yeah. Okay. I was being cryptic there because I didn't want to.
No,
but they said it in the trailer, so.
No, and I don't think this is necessarily a film that you can really ruin in terms of like spoil, but I mean, I'm going to get into it a little bit here. Just because the first, 2/3 of this movie is very, very, very good. All-time classic. The way it's shot, the musical score. I think Harry Dean Stanton is incredible in the first half of the film. Dean Stockwell, not so much. And the kid is exactly what you need. And he's trying to rebuild these relationships, whether it's with the brother, the sister-in-law, the kid. You know, he's slowly kind of figuring out that he's not the person that he thought he was, because this film does do something really cool in that final act that this is spoiler territory, so we'll just go there. Okay. So there's a point where when they start to track down Jane, Natasha Kinski's character, and she's working in one of those like old school peep show strip clubby type places where you go into the booth and you pick up the phone and you choose the girl you want. He sits down and like, first of all, for the first like chunk of the movie, I'm like, this is 1984. I'm like, Harry Dean Stanton was always 60 years old.
He was.
He was always 60 years old.
I find it really funny that he's playing Natasha Kinski's husband, right? I didn't get that wrong.
Yes.
Not father.
Yep.
And he does say that he
wait. You're going to step all over what I'm trying to do here.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So he goes in there.
Yeah.
And he knows that she's there. He thinks that she's there. So he picks up the phone when he goes into the booth, and the guy's like, "What are you looking for?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm looking for thin, blonde, straight hair, shoulder length, about 25 years old."
Yep. Describes her to a T.
They send a girl down that's not her.
Yep. But fits the description.
But in my head, I like, they multiple times have said that the kid is 8 years old, or he's turning 8 years old the next week.
Yes.
And I start doing the math in my head of, if the kid's 8 years old and she's 25 years old.
Yeah.
She was underage when they got together.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, 84, different world. Maybe this is, it's just an overlook. But then he's telling the story to her before she realizes who he is, and how he mentions that she was young and underage and he was far too old for her. And I'm like, oh, okay, they addressed it. And then it ends up really being a huge linchpin in this story here when he starts to realize who he is.
Mm.
And maybe he is a pedophile. Maybe like but he's definitely a guy that never grew up. He's definitely an alcoholic who ruined his life. And then when he realizes that he's gotten this teenage girl pregnant and realizes that he can't psychologically hold her anymore, he's an abusive husband, and then realizes he's a piece of shit and then abandons the two of them.
Yeah, it sounds like he had a mental breakdown, like a complete ego death. Everything and he starts over, and he walks out of the desert, no word of a lie, looking like, and you may not get this reference, but this is for the UK. He walks out of the desert looking like Joe Wilkinson on 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, with the brown suit with the stripes on it and everything, and the beard. And I showed my kids, and I'm like, "Who's that?" They're like, "That's," I said, "It's not Joe." And they went, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, he was an alien." Oh, okay. And I'm on the website that's gonna either get me a job in the Trump administration or get me arrested in the state of Massachusetts. I am a wikipedia.org/age of consent.
Oh, jeez.
Because in Texas,
is it 16?
It's 17. I'm
Okay.
trying to get back to it here.
In 1984, or is that current?
I'm trying to find as old as I can. But there's a lot of legal stuff here that I'm not going to read through. It's been changed, I believe. But yeah, also back then, the Rolling Stones were writing songs about that. So
yeah,
what are we going to do?
Winger wasn't even thinking about 17 yet.
Ugh. We should just burn them. Good. I'm glad that sat there for a second. Like,
yeah. So
fucking set them on fire.
I mean, I've already kind of given a spoiler warning. What is really frustrating about the end of this film specifically is that, like, I don't feel like anybody has really learned anything, because he had come to the realization that he's a man-child who's knocked up a teenager. He can't stop drinking and pieces out. But then when he comes back together, gets his shit together, he kidnaps the kid essentially from the brother and the sister-in-law who have been taking very good care of him.
I mean, they've got him in school. Him, so.
Yeah, they've got him in school. They've got him, he's well taken care of. He's got toys. He's, he's in a place where he should be.
Yeah, he's fine. He's having a perfectly fine childhood.
Yeah, takes the kid, kidnaps him essentially, screws the two of them over in the process because they don't they don't want him to go.
Right.
He calls them mom and dad. And then so he shows up to this girl's work, lays it all on the line for her, gets her to come to the hotel, and then he fucking takes off again. And that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the point of all of it is. And that's where I have an issue with this film. And I get its standing, and it is considered one of the greatest, 80s films or whatever. And it shows up on every critic's list. And I understand that. But at the same time, I don't know if I agree with it because, yes, it's incredible to look at. Yes, the dusty slide guitar score by Ry Cooder is perfect for what it is. I see a lot of people complain that it's kind of monotonous, but that's absolutely what it's supposed to be. But the way we get to the end and the resolution that we get, I'm just like, what was it all? What was the whole point? And maybe that's what the point is to make you question what the point is.
I think I was thinking possibly what it would be is he knows that the kid is going to be best with the mom, the real mother.
The kid is best with the parents that he's known that have taken care of him, not with her, because she is messed up as the rest of them.
Yeah,
she abandoned him once already.
True. I don't know. See, that's the thing. We could argue any one of the things that have happened, good and bad. If she wasn't prepared to take care of the kid, but is now, that's a conversation those people should have. I can't decide any of that shit, but she went and worked at essentially a strip club. I understand, you see her, but one of the funniest things to me is that they say that he was probably a little too old for her. He's 2 months older than her father in real life. Which is weird when you think about it. But they don't have any scenes where they're physically in the same room together, technically.
Well, there's the film that they watch of them going on vacation with the brother and stuff.
Yeah. But no, nothing in that specific time frame we're watching, quote unquote, live.
Right.
They are in the same building, but they're separated by insulation and glass. And I really love the fact that on the one side for the customer, it's this little desk lamp and a nice phone and a leather chair. And then you see the other side and it's just insulation and a window. Yeah, because fuck it, they're not going to see it. Who cares? And that was just real. It probably was shot in a real place and that's just how it looked. But that added such a level of despair in a way. You just feel that's what she's got to do every day. And it's got asbestos in it too, because it's
of course,
fucking 80s.
Because it's 84,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. And everything is just unfortunate, I think is the best description of this. And he does love his son and he wants to do something. He wants to try to make things good, but he's getting old. He's gonna die soon now. So gotta get somebody else in there. I don't know what his thinking was, because he comes off as nonverbal autistic, and then we got some Rain Man stuff going on, and then it's he slowly breaks out of it, but he's still super rigid in his thinking. So I think, he does come off to me as coded autistic a little. But it's not a thing. That's just him. That's just how he is.
Right.
which I appreciated that they didn't push that too much. But anyway, yeah, that's I think the director would tell you that's how life is going to be. It's not always going to make sense, and you're not always going to like how it ends up. Yeah, and I like the risk that this took. So I was okay with that. I didn't like it, but I'm okay with it.
All right. All right, Chris, Paris, Texas, do you recommend, and what is your grade?
Yeah, I'm going to recommend this. This is definitely worth watching, even, like, just for the acting. You good?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was getting my stretch on.
Oh, okay.
Get my stretch on.
And little Hunter there, who I recognized from Invaders from Mars, is Karen Black's son, and this was his first role. And he was fantastic.
Yeah, agreed.
That was great. Everybody in this was really good. Ziggy, the French lady. It was nice to see Dean Stockwell again. I haven't seen him in anything outside of time travel in a long time, but I could
he was
believe
in something
those
we
two.
covered. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Go.
Yeah, I could believe those two were related.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So, but yeah, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. I was ready to just have this just depressing blackness, just bleh. And it wasn't. It was bright. It felt warm. It was like helpful. Like everybody wanted to be nice. Personality gets in the way, prejudice, whatever, not knowing the whole truth, because Ziggy and Frenchie there are mad about something and we have no idea what it is.
Right.
And it takes a long time to get there, because the wife's response when they said they found him, her first response is, "Oh no." And you're like, "Oh, how intriguing. All right." But it's not a really bad "oh no," it's just this is going to threaten the existence, the whole reality we've built as a family. And I get that. And this is really no, I wouldn't even say depressing, because Travis tries his best to be his dad. But you are right. In a way, you could look at it as, first chance he saw to peace out, he took.
Yeah. Well, he took all that time to, like, what's a dad supposed to look like? And he dressed nice in the clothes. And it's like, why'd you even fucking do that if the first chance you got to peace out, you took it?
I think because he didn't think he'd ever find her again. I think that might have been what it was. So I have to be the best person, but she's better than me no matter what I do. So his confidence, I'm willing to bet, is just through the floor.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, I'm gonna give this maybe an A-, but it'd be a really small difference between the two, the A and the A- there.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm recommending it also. I understand its place. I understand its point. Whether I enjoy it or not is kind of like almost like, insignificant to what it is. I will say that recommend comes with the fact that, like, you kind of need to be more of a cinephile to appreciate what it is. And that's
you have to want story.
Yeah. And that's not to diss on anyone that watches movies just for entertainment purposes.
No, because we do that too.
Yeah. It's, but you got to understand what you're getting into with it, because it is very long and it is very slow and very quiet. So you need to understand what that is before diving into it. Like if you just watched Avengers Doomsday, which is, not Doomsday, Endgame, which is, 3 hours plus, but it's action through like all 3 hours. This is not going to hit the same way. Its look and its music, obviously I've said that a few times, is like the best. It's the best. Like, and Vendors is incredible in his direction, and it's, the acting is top notch. I remember Dean Stockwell as the doctor from Dune. He'll always be Dr. Ewell.
Dr. Huey.
Yeah, Huey. Anyway, but so my grade in terms of the filmmaker cinephile side is, yes, this film is an A minus, or is close to an A. My personal enjoyment of it is below that because I don't really like how it ends up. But again, I think that might be part of it. So personal enjoyment is a B. Critically, it's an A. So, we'll put it in there to B plus A minus.
Yeah.
So cool. Thank you very much, Chris, for selecting these flicks.
You're welcome.
Not you, damn it. Joe is back. I don't even know what he's doing this week. I think he's at let's just play it and find out.
Okay.
Well, hello, Bill. Hello, Chris. And hello, OTC Nation. It's your boy Joe here. And this week, Bill took me to Romania. Really? Did we need to go to Vampire HQ for this one?
No vampires.
He made me watch Fright Night 2, New Blood. Well, actually, technically I did. I chose this. Okay. The fucking credits haven't even finished, and I already hate this movie. If you're going to do away with everything the prior movies established, I'm sorry, but you need to spend some time and think about a cute and or clever way to do that. Like, them's the rules. Don't just give me some, little dweeb fuck who looks like he plays bass in a Fall Out Boy cover band.
That joke was dead on arrival.
Have Evil Ed, who fucking died pretty definitively in the first film, and then do all the all-time annoying trope of that. Evil Ed's like the ADHD comic relief best friend, and he's just pouncing on Charlie every chance he gets, and some repressed thing going on. And then they do a shitty Aaron Sorkin walk and talk like they're in the fucking West Wing. Ed just casually drops that they're exchange students in Romania, and Charlie's girl Amy is there, but they're not together because she thinks he cheated on her, but he actually didn't. Oh my God, look at the tits on this very obviously vampire lady. And 3 other bits of exposition in the walk from the bus to the hotel. We've all traveled, right?
Right.
You're going to drop that much shit in that? No, you're grabbing your bag and you're probably tired. So you're just oh, fuck, I can't wait to just check in and fucking have a cigarette and just chill for a bit before we got to do it. No, they're going over their whole life stories. And that feels like a studio note from some executive, just demanding that we let the audience know that this ain't your daddy's Fright Night. This one is for the kids and it's its own thing. It's lit. Fam.
Stop it, Joe. Stop.
Even though we slapped a number 2 on it and called it Fright Night. And all the characters are basically the same. The only thing this shares in common with anything Fright Night is the dreaded based on tag. This is based on characters created by Tom Holland. That's like if a friend came over to my place and when I show them my 4 sweet little chickens, I go, oh, yeah, by the way, those are based on velociraptors. I'm going to give the rest of the movie a chance to redeem itself. And I'm only just barely out of the opening credits, but so far, oh boy, Fright Night 2 New Blood. You and me, we got heat, and we might need to settle this outside. So yeah, we are going on the nose as Buggy the Clown from One Piece with this one. I can't call him Charlie Brewster. Let's call him Emo Charlie.
Okay.
Emo Charlie is in fucking Romania. And it's like they made a remake of Subspecies and just mixed up the titles.
Oh.
But at least the vampire is still named Jerry Dandridge. It's just Gerri this time. Sexy lady vampire.
Okay.
Cute touch.
Okay.
I'm not here for it. Especially since that's my wife's name. Definitely not David Tennant is also here as Peter Vincent. But now he's like a TV paranormal investigator in the vein of, that one. That
Kolchak.
one. The one who sucks.
The one who sucks.
Wait,
Dildo
that's
Baggins.
almost all of them. I'm talking about Zach Baggins.
Got it.
Not David Tennant, though.
Listen up,
and
guys.
For that reason, I'm out. I'm a third of the way in, and this is distinctly one of those movies that relies on its association with a better movie to try to get you to watch it. Like, otherwise, nobody would have given a fuck. Well, nobody really gave a fuck in the first place. So I've been more entertained by the wiki for this movie than the movie itself. Point number one. After the 2011 remake was a bigger success than anticipated, this was rushed into production and the script was written in less than a week. ... And it shows. Point two. None of the stars of the film are fans of horror films, especially Jamie Murray, who plays Jerry fucking Dandridge. ... And it shows. Point three. They filmed in Romania in fucking winter. And for most of the shoot, it was 15 below.
Nice.
And that's in Fahrenheit. And it ... And it shows. But I can also relate because Michigan be like that sometimes. In this case, sometimes means like the end of December through early February. It was noted that nobody had a good time filming this. ... And it shows.
Everybody, and it shows.
So Jerry Dandridge is actually Elizabeth Bathory.
Ooh.
Amy, Charlie's not really girlfriend, is a virgin who was born at midnight on a blood moon.
Happens
and
all the time.
Her blood will make Bathory like a super vamp, immune to anything that kills vamps. And if you need something that specific to get what you want, just find another way, man. Like, listen, I love woodworking, right? But if I'm going down the cut list on a project and I see that this needs a sliding dovetail joint or a mortise and tenon, guess
girl
what?
with green eyes.
I'm moving on.
Yeah.
I didn't need to do that project.
Million.
Anyway, good guys win. And this was one of the more egregious straight-to-video bullshit cash-ins that I've seen in a while. Here's some of the issues I had. Evil Ed was always supposed to be the annoying friend, but he was always the somewhat charming, annoying best friend. I didn't actually want to see him, like, die horribly. Not here. This kid is straight up the worst and plays him like the fucking worst, and when he died, I was really happy. He also had a really weird, like, he was almost doing a stereotypical, like, New Yorker accent. It was weird, and that guy's bad, and I hope he hasn't done anything since. There are long filler scenes of characters wandering the streets scared, or wandering through catacombs scared, or having inane conversations, both scared and not scared. The entire cast has a combined charisma level of maybe 2%. Of just one of the middling forgettable characters from any of the other Fright Night films. Charisma got left behind when they left America to go film in Romania. The attempts at comedy fall flatter than Carl Wallenda. And the whole point of the Fright Night movies was to take it out of the stereotypical locations, your castles and far-flung Eastern European countries, and play around with the tropes and do something different. And this movie did none of that and also didn't care. Here's the thing. The good. Honestly, actually, there were some pretty good practical effects. I didn't mention it. There were some good effects. Some good gore. A little bit of CGI, but primarily actual blood and guts effects. Also, Romania, while they didn't need to shoot here, and even in the dead of winter, is a gorgeous place to film a movie. Even if, again, for like the 17th time, this movie didn't belong there. The bad. The dialogue was sloppier than a triple scoop chili cheese dog from Fat Mike's Sloppy Dogs Emporium in Carbondale, Illinois. A place I just made up in my head.
Sounds like Cinderella would do the TV commercial for it.
Like, go back and listen to the last 8.5 minutes. This thing fucking sucked. It was just had all the worst aspects of straight-to-video filmmaking. I've got shit to do today, like garden work, and some garage cleaning and organizing and other stuff. And this movie was still probably the hardest piece of work I'll be doing today. C-.
Fair.
Bordering on a D+. And it's only getting that because, let's be honest, we have seen the bottom of the barrel. Like, this sucked, but it wasn't like the depths of the genre. So there you go. Bill, I chose last time. Your turn to choose. What's next?
Who was it that suggested the Marine films? Was it Scott?
I don't know. I'm not taking
the big Phil of the Miz.
For that.
All right, OTC Nation, you heard the man. I'll be back with that next week. Until then, be good, everyone.
He's going to be so mad. Gonna be so mad. So mad.
Yeah.
Speaking of so mad, I guess Scott's back. We'll play his thing.
Okay.
Terrible.
And I want to say Scott was right about that new Mario Brothers movie.
Okay.
It's the same story. And I didn't find it that as entertaining as the first. It's still good, but I'm not a big fan of Chris Pratt anymore. So
it's good. Not great.
Kids will love it. Kids will absolutely love it.
Yeah, but kids are stupid.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
With Reverend Scott.
Hey, baby. Are you looking for a disembodied head?
Hey there, Bill and Chris. This is Reverend Scott, back again with some more movie bullshit.
I'm ready for your bullshit.
Yeah,
let's go.
I can handle this.
I don't think you can, because today I'm going to discuss a movie about a man that some say was a real-life angel living on Earth, while others swear he was a demon. That's right, it's time to talk about the living phenomenon, Michael. That sounds fun, right?
Yeah. Maybe.
The big joke online right now is how, quote, disappointed everyone is with the movie Michael because it doesn't even acknowledge the fact that he killed his 17-year-old sister when he was 6, or when he broke out of the mental institution 15 years later to go on a killing spree every Halloween, unquote. But I'm not going to make that joke. It's low-hanging fruit. It's beneath me, just like your mom. In fact, I'll keep this review professional and start with the synopsis of Michael. 2 reporters and a writer travel to a small town in Iowa to investigate the home of an old woman who has a new roommate named Michael. And he spends his time smoking, drinking beer, hitting on women, and cussing a lot. And if it weren't for the giant feathery wings protruding from his back, they might question the fact that Michael may indeed be a real-life archangel on Earth. So anyway, I thought that having John Travolta play Michael was a bold anti-woke move by the filmmakers.
It's very bizarre.
But in all seriousness, Michael stars Jafar Jackson, Michael Jackson's nephew, as Michael. Except for when the movie starts out in 1966 and Michael is only 9, and so he's played by Giuliano Valdi, I think. I don't know. That's during the Jackson 5 days, like ABC 1, 2, 3 days. And we get to see the whole Jackson family, as long as you forget about Janet Jackson, because she's not in this at all, which I'm sure was a discussion at some point by the filmmakers as to still make this without putting Janet in it. And they were like,
if we don't have to, we don't have to.
That's fair.
Nia Long plays Michael's mom, Catherine, and she's rather passive, always supportive, except for when it comes to preventing beatings. Which brings me to Coleman Domingo, one of my favorite current actors working today. He's just a nice, lovable guy with an infectious personality, except for when he's playing Joe Jackson. Put this man in a big afro, more pronounced brow, with a loud leisure suit, and he'll be pulling off his belt in minutes, whooping Michael's ass on the big screen as the crowd literally gasps. I swear you could have heard a pin drop in there. But as bad as it was, I'm sure they didn't even scratch the surface of the beatings in that household. But to Joe, the ends justified the means, and all the verbal abuse and long hours practicing and touring with his brothers in a cramped bus was all going to be worth it. So it's a bit bittersweet when Joe turns out to be right. During one of their performances, the Jackson 5 get signed by Motown Records and start recording an album with Quincy Jones. There's some fun scenes of them trying to get Michael to keep his feet still so it's not on the recording while he's singing, but at the same time you can see Quincy trying his damnedest to keep Michael out of Joe's ever-controlling crosshairs. Fast forward a bit, and Michael's a little bit older and a little bit different of an actor, and the whole family is living in this giant-ass mansion. Michael is shown to have a llama, a snake, birds, a fucking giraffe, and of course, a chimp named Bubbles, and who knows what else.
It better be a fucking werewolf with a top hat, or I'm out.
I mean, obviously there won't be, but...
Yeah.
No, but at least Bubbles kind of looks like a werewolf. I mean, the special effects are really good. Oh, and we see Michael's old nose. Then after a trip to, quote, fix his sinuses, he has a new nose. I think this was like nose 2 of 47. But I do have to say, between Michael's face and Joe Jackson's upper brow, the makeup effects team was knocking it out of the park. Oscar winner Bill Corso did most of it with regular old foam rubber appliances and some mild digital touch-ups.
He fucking cheated.
And all of this was holding up the close-ups. And when I say close-ups, I'm talking like IMAX screen-sized faces in full 4K. And it's actually convincing. There's a scene with Michael and his agent, who's played by contractually obligated Miles Teller, trying to get the president of CBS to convince MTV to play their Billie Jean video. And the president is like, no black artists are ever getting played in videos on MTV.
Because it's the 70s, right? So, fuck them.
Right.
Actually, MTV started in 1981, but seriously. But it did take nearly the whole scene for me to realize that that president of CBS was actually Mike Myers in a full face prosthetic. That's how damn good it was. And speaking of Billie Jean, we see a recreation of the Grammy live performance of Billie Jean, moonwalking and all. Jafar was killing the dancing, and his lip syncing was on point too. Overall, his acting was pretty great. The mannerisms, the soft speaking voice, and of course the wardrobe. It's just too bad they didn't have any good songs to put in this movie. It could have really used a killer soundtrack, but it's a biopic, so you can't just make shit up.
This is based on true events. I'm like,
Right.
no, it's not.
But seriously, again, we get a fun behind-the-scenes look at the beginnings of the Beat It video and some of the spot-on look of the dancers in that scene. I mean, some of them, it looked like they pulled them right out of the 1980s video and put them in there. Then behind the scenes of Thriller, there's zombie Michael, but he's talking off camera in his normal voice and all. But we also have a lot of Michael's dad, Joe, scheming and trying to keep Michael touring with the Jackson brothers, despite Michael wanting to become his own man. And him not really wanting to ever stand up to Joe. Joe will do just about anything to get guys like Don King to help promote his family.
So, how about, you pay me in a different way and you give me a blowjob or whatever.
Thankfully, that doesn't happen on screen. Now, granted, Michael had mostly brothers, and Janet isn't even in this, so there's barely any chicks in this movie.
Don't call broads.
What about LaToya?
chicks.
There's barely any broads in this movie. But thankfully, someone we do get a lot of is Michael's longtime bodyguard, Bill Bray. Throughout this film, you may be asking yourself a lot.
Hold on a second. Who are the good guys?
Yeah.
And I realized there were none.
Nope.
But then we meet Bill. Always in a white fedora-looking hat, Bill is one of the few positive influences in Michael's life in this film. And next to Michael, he looked like a fucking giant.
Is like this 8-foot-tall fucking bodybuilder that would put 2 Schwarzeneggers to shame.
All right.
Like, the guy's massive.
Okay, granted, Michael was only like 5'9", but still, he's a big boy, and I enjoyed seeing him on screen every time he showed up. So we see Michael's life from 1966 through his early career, getting his head horribly burned in a Pepsi commercial in 1984, up through 1988 when he's going on the Bad Tour. We get to see Michael doing a lot of community work for hurt and sick children, having Joe make comments about his big nose, scenes of his skin condition, and generally just Michael being a victim to all the abuse. We see Michael obsess over his kids' illustrated Peter Pan book, and we're reminded of Neverland and how Michael's face in later years looks awfully a lot like that illustration of Peter Pan. But I know what you're saying. What about the allegations and some of the truly controversial shit that surrounded Michael Jackson in his later life?
We'll not find out during the course of the film.
No.
It's heavily hinted at that this is just part 1, so we may have the truly wild Michael part 2 coming sometime soon. We're talking Macaulay Culkin, Lisa Marie Presley, hanging babies out windows, the Neverland Ranch. I believe Chris is old enough to have gone to the Neverland Ranch.
I never did. I heard about it and I'm like, fuck that.
Overall, there's a lot to enjoy about the Michael film, although the movie-going experience may or may not be one of them, as virtually everyone in the audience around me commented out loud at every argument in the film in real time, or when any new Michael Jackson song started playing, they started singing along out loud. I eventually just gave into it and stopped giving a fuck.
All right, cool. I'm along for the ride.
It's weird because I agree with you. It's awful, but I kind of got into it. I don't know. I can't explain that.
I think this movie in a bubble is very fun. You're hearing some of the best songs ever recorded, seeing incredible dancing, several good performances, especially by the despicable betrayal of Joe Jackson by Coleman Domingo. He was absolutely revolting. In a good way. It's structured in an entertaining way, it's well paced, it never gets too boring or too preachy. But despite all that, you have to ask yourself, can you put aside this part of Michael's life from the other later parts of his life? How much of this was legit? Even if you ignore every allegation of everything that would have been illegal, he's still an insanely weird dude. But I have to just focus on what I watched, because I'm a professional, as you know. So, if you like that classic music from the 60s through the 80s from Michael Jackson, I think I can actually recommend this film. And I would maybe even give it as high as an A-, but those fuckers didn't include Smooth Criminal.
That's right. That was dumb.
So Michael only gets a B+. Okay, that's all you get about that, but how were those reviews you did last week? Well, we had Macabre, a.k.a.
You need to edit down your dialogue.
A.k.a.
that my mother was pregnant with my own kid, so we went to Toys R Us.
Can't blame the woman for wanting to get some head. I'll give that one a B+. And the review gets an A-. As for Bloodlust, I think it was a movie that maybe had one massive scene that helped it make a lot more sense. But the director looked at that scene,
and apparently he chose to remove it.
Also, how could you just gloss over the fact that one of the actors in this had a real-life name of Max Crawdaddy? Holy shit. So I give Bloodlust a straight A, and the review gets a C-. Okay, that's it for me this week. But until the next movie about a controversial angel on Earth called Michael, played by not John Travolta, peace and love, guys.
Oh, that's it?
Okay.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. I want to send a big thank you out to our friend Chris, not you.
Okay.
For suggesting the films this week. Make sure you check out any of the Get Super Rad Guy stuff available on Tubi. I'm drawing Until the Light Fades. Is that the... Man, I said it at the beginning of the show, so I hope you paid attention then. I got to pee so bad I can't even think straight. At OTCville, at Cthulhu, Spectopia Arts. There you have it. We'll be back next week. Bye.
Bye.